And we'll just do ourselves a quick YouTube intro for both of our sakes to make editing easier when we both need them. And a three, and a two, and a one. Hello, YouTube. It is I, Blaze of Blazing Flame Studio, and I am joined by my chat and also our collaborator. And please forgive me if I get your pronunciation of your name wrong, Carrie Aria.
Yes, that's perfect. Don't worry. Hi, everyone.
We are here to
It's glad to be
have
here.
some fun with first looking at the Game Awards nominees, and then we're going to be looking at the Genshin Impact live stream. But for this particular video, we're only doing the former and not the latter because, let's be honest, those two things don't belong in the same YouTube video. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just, I guess, start voting, even though we're not really voting. All right, Game of the Year for this year. We've got Claire Obscure, which that was like, people have been saying that was going to win since, what, January?
Uh,
I feel like
which
everybody cared
one?
about one. Claire Obscure Expedition
Oh yeah.
33.
You
I've
know
yet to
what? That's
play
the
it.
first game that's the first game I actually streamed on Twitch and YouTube. So yeah. And as a French person, I'm really proud of it.
I
Really,
heard
really
it
proud of
was,
this game. I really hope it wins.
yeah, I think I saw that it has the record, like, of across the Game Awards entirely with like 12 nominations, which is the most that any team has ever gotten. So that's very cool for being. I think it was the first game developed by this company, if I'm not mistaken, Sandfall Interactive slash Kelper Interactive.
Yes. It's their first game because they all used to work at Ubisoft since Ubisoft is like a giant that is based in France, first and foremost. So a lot of French people who work in the video game industry actually got their start there. And, but I am not going to expand on these details, otherwise, we're going to be spending 3 hours shitting on Ubisoft. But yeah, let's just say that their experience there was not that positive. So they ended up just like packing their bags, leaving, and launching their own business. And yeah,
People say
so
that this was very
it did
much
as well.
a spiritual successor. I haven't played the game, but I've heard a lot of people say it was very much a spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate in the way that they handled exploration and such, or Baldur's Gate 3 in particular. Um,
Mm.
I also know, I mean, it's obviously from the Ubisoft devs, so I'm sure there's a lot of inspiration from various Ubisoft games in this, but you
In
know.
that one, rather than Baldur's Gate, it felt a bit like a love letter to Final Fantasy games because they
Oh,
were the OG turn-based turn-based combat games. I don't know if I have to say that correctly. It's just that in my brain, it's turned in a different way in French. So this is why sometimes like the things I would say in English are not exactly correct.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that the devs of Expedition 33 have stated multiple times that they are huge fans of they're huge fans of Final Fantasy, and yeah, you can see a lot of references to Final Fantasy in Expedition 33 actually. Like even the name of one of the techniques, I'm pretty sure it's Shadowbringers, and Shadowbringer is the name of an expansion of Final
15,
Fantasy
right?
14.
14.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I've played part of 7 when 7 Remake came out, and I've played, I was there for the Magic the Gathering collaboration with Final Fantasy,
Mhm.
but beyond that, not a ton of knowledge on Final Fantasy, but I do enjoy it. But yeah, so some other things that are voted for Game of the Year. I think we may know your preference here on Game of the Year. We've got Death Stranding 2 on the beach, which honestly, I think of these options, I think between that and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I think will probably be. They never actually show how the votes go, but I'm going to guess that these are going to be on the lower end. Something that I've noticed with Game of the Year typically is that it goes to the more family friendlier games. So Donkey Kong Bonanza obviously is made for lots of younger ages. Hollow Knight Silk
Mhm.
Song I think is Claire Obscure's biggest competition because man they hyped that game up for 5 years before it finally came out.
Mhm.
But and then Hades 2 I don't know a ton about Hades 2. I don't know if you've gotten to play any of the other games on this list beside Claire Obscure.
Well, I am currently streaming Hades 2 actually. I got into it pretty late, but I loved the first one. I loved the first Hades game, and I'm pretty sure it won Game of the Year when it got released. I think it was just a few years ago. And it just renewed the interest, generally speaking, in roguelites. I think a lot of people were not playing those anymore, and Hades, there was just so many aspects of it that were really refreshing. Even just my personal favorite out of all the components of these games are is the art. I think it's just gorgeous. And when you have a creative mind, a creative spirit, you cannot not be inspired by it. So I always get the feeling it always makes me want to draw a little bit. But just to stick to the game itself, I think it's very fun to play. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
I was not a fan of roguelites before I played Hades, honestly. It really changed my approach to that genre a few years ago. So yeah, and I think Hades 2 is a good successor. It's it kept all the very good elements of the first game, and then it added some sort of twist to it so far that I think is interesting. And yeah, like it just feels like a natural good continuation. And I do think that if Clair Obscur hadn't come out this year, Hades 2 may have stood a chance, but I don't know that it would have won though.
yeah, I think so. From my opinion on it, I haven't played any of these games, but I do kind of keep track of popular opinion on stuff and everything. I think Clair Obscur has had the popular vote for this for literally ever. I think the
Mm-hmm.
only thing that maybe could have beaten it up until recently was when people kept saying, "Oh, GTA 6 is going to come out this year." That's never coming out. Don't worry. Um, but I do think the best chance of this list that has a chance of beating it is definitely going to be Hollow Knight Silksong. Believe
Yeah.
Hollow Knight. I believe the original Hollow Knight. I don't think it won Game of the Year, but I believe it won Indie Game of the Year. And the
Mm.
amount of hype that Hollow Knight has gotten, particularly for Silksong, because I think Silksong was supposed to be a DLC for the original Hollow Knight, and they kept expanding on it so much it just became its own game. So,
Oh, yeah.
and I think it's taken like 3 or 4 years to fully develop it, I think it
Yeah, I don't know when
crashed.
the first game came out.
Yeah, I think it crashed the Steam store and every platform it came out on when it released. I want to
Mm-hmm.
say. So, I mean, the hype is there. I think both. I think it's really going to come down to is Clair Obscur going to win this, or is Kingdom, or is it's not Kingdom Come, Hollow Knight going to? But I'll be very interested to see where that goes. Um,
Yeah, I think it would be a close call.
so just as a little tangent to add on to this, just as a fun little thing, if you were voting for Game of the Year right now with this poll, where would you vote? You would vote, I'm guessing, Clair Obscur.
Absolutely. I actually already voted.
Nice.
Just
I would
yeah,
be
just a
voting
couple
right
of
now,
days ago.
except forgot to sign in. So there you
Let's
go.
yeah, one sec. I'm just going to hide my screen just to avoid being doxxed by myself. And
The eternal
yeah.
streamer nightmare. I could probably just do that
Yeah.
myself, and then I can log in and do the voting live. There you go. Hide my screen, sign in with my YouTube account. There you go.
I think I'm gonna try and sign in with my X account instead because it doesn't want to connect using my Twitch one. So
There we go.
is there mission
I
failed?
can vote
Yeah.
now. Yay. I personally, again, I've never played any of these games. But the amount of stuff I've seen for Silksong, I think my personal vote is going to go to Silksong. But I honestly do hope that Obscure wins it, just because. I mean, I did see all the jokes about 33 people left Ubisoft, and that's why it's Expedition 33 because there's only 33 people, which I believe was long since debunked as a theory, but it was very much. It's very funny how that game has kind of done what it's been able to do. I guess is the best way of putting it.
Hmm.
All right,
Yeah. Wait, one second. I just noticed that I think our chats are not like combined. I'm
I
not
don't
sure how to make that
believe
happen.
so. Because I know I can see my TikTok and Twitch chats right now. I don't think we can combine. I think the best thing I can do is pull up your stream on my end And
Yes,
then
that's what I've been doing for you. That's how I keep an eye on your chat and I can see mine through OBS.
gotcha,
It's
gotcha.
such a mess. I think people do not realize how many things you need to have open when you stream.
Yeah, that I agree with. All right, there we go. I have your stream up. Obviously, we can't have every different varietal of our chat up at the same time, so I'll let you know if
Yeah,
anybody
it's okay.
asks you a question from the TikTok side. But yeah, moving on
Okay
from
then.
Game of the Year, which kind of wish they had done last, because then you build up the suspense of the video, but okay. Best Game Direction. Claire Obscure, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, which honestly, people were really hyping Ghost of Yotei. I didn't really hear much about it after it came out. I feel like it just kind
Mm.
of fell off immediately after. I don't know if you had a similar experience with yours, but
I think it's just that people were so focused on hating on this game just because the main character is a woman, and also I think there was some drama maybe with the voice actress.
I'm not sure with
And
that one.
yes, so that that game was really dogpiled on long before it came out. So I think this is maybe why it possibly
FL.
failed to make like a big splash. I do think that the people who played it really loved it though, but it's not a game that I heard a lot of people talk about outside of that
That's out of that circle, yeah. And then the other ones,
of fans, if
yeah.
that makes sense.
No, no, that makes perfect sense. And then the other two, Hades 2 and Split Fiction. I think
Hmm.
if we're going off of best game direction, which for those who are listening only is awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design, I think if this was It Takes Two, which won various awards when it first came out a few years ago, would have probably given it to It Takes Two because that was that big game that kind of launched us into the kind of genre of two-player co-op gaming. I think Split Fiction was, or not Split Fiction. It Takes Two was the one that kind of cemented that. Split Fiction is a visually new game, but it follows a lot of the same mechanics. It's made by the same studio, so I don't think it's really going to take game direction there. I think my vote will probably go to Claire Obscure. I think I heard a lot of people saying that it's just very. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that they did with the game design, the game direction in that one.
Hmm. I
So,
think what was interesting for me is the fact that even if it is still a turn-based combat game, it's very reactive. I mean, you feel really engaged in the combat. It feels like a mix of traditional combat and turn-based. So that was interesting to see. I don't think that any other game has this approach to turn-based combat. Or if there is any other that does, I'm really curious about it because I would like to play it. So yeah, I think that aspect was really good, and I think this is one of the reasons why it is in that category. But I do think that I voted for Split Fiction
why'd you
because
choose
I
Split Fiction?
just like I think the concept of the playing two different characters, two predefined characters with their own story, their own personality, while, just with you and your friends and being able to go through all these different, but, fictional bubbles and spheres together while playing, jumping over stuff. I think to me it was very innovative. That's not something I've ever experienced before. And I think it was really, really engaging. Well, I didn't play it a lot, unfortunately, because the friend I play that with doesn't really have a lot of patience, and I suck at platformers. So, but still, to me, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like Unknown Lies in my chat says that Split Fiction's duality was fun, and yeah, it's something, and I agree because you can really, really feel it. I don't know if you've tried to play it yourself, but if you play it, you will understand.
yeah. I think the main problem, and I think you briefly touched on it there, of the problem with Split Fiction and by proxy way back when It Takes Two, you got to have another person who's willing to sit down and play it.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's not something I picked up. I did remember like when the trailer came out and it was like, oh, you're hopping to all these different worlds, and obviously, I mean, it shows in the cover art here itself. You've got like an old western vibe in one, and then you've got like space futurism Tron looking stuff on the top half. I've not really played these games currently. There are games that I have played that are coming up. I do know that much, thankfully, and not just me talking generalism about everything. I probably, you know what? You've talked me into it. I'll vote for Split Fiction. I'll vote for Split. All right. Best
I voted
narrative.
myself.
Best narrative. Wow, look who it is. It's Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. Also, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and the first appearance of Silent Hill F. From what I've heard of Claire Obscure, it has a lot of replayability because of the sheer amount of different endings you can get. Or at the very least, it has a lot of different ways to get to specific endings. Not sure if that's 100% true.
I wouldn't say so. I think that's a perspective maybe that some 1, 2, 3, sorry, that some Baldur's Gate 3 players might have, but the options were not that plentiful. You
Not
didn't
that
have
plentiful.
like that many because like the storytelling was a bit more focused, I feel.
Gotcha.
And I think this game was more interested in telling one story rather than putting the player into a into a separate and free experience, because in Clair Obscur you can only play predetermined characters, whereas in Baldur's Gate 3, for example, you create your own character. You play pretty much the same way you would play a D&D campaign,
Oh,
whereas
gotcha.
Clair Obscur is a bit more focused. So even if you can indeed get different endings, it's not like that varied. It's not really comparable to some other games like, I don't know, The Witcher 3 or Cyberpunk. And I actually liked it because I do like this idea of staying focused on something, because they had a message to convey, and they managed to do so that way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
I
I'm
do.
gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess with that you probably voted for Claire Obscure.
definitely. But also, I do feel a bit bad for the other games because I haven't played any of them. So I don't know. I've heard a lot of good things about the story in Death Stranding 2, and which is kind of funny now that I think about it, because Death Stranding is a game by Hideo Kojima, and he met up with the team of the developers of Clair Obscur. They took like a picture because he was a huge fan and he wanted to have his edition of the game signed by the French team. So that was pretty that was pretty funny.
Yeah, when Kojima is a fairly regular visitor when the Game Awards happen. I think he was there last year when they announced Death Stranding 2. Always just seems like a pretty chill guy. One of those just
He
like,
does.
just happy to be here. Um,
He has
from
his own NPC.
Yeah,
He makes a cameo in Cyberpunk 2077. That's kind of funny too, by the way. It's just
yeah,
like they just changed a couple of letters in his name, but when you see him,
you know who
you
it
know
is.
directly that it's him. Yeah, yeah. He's bragging about the games he wrote and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, for
that's pretty
me,
funny.
from the ones from what I've heard about the games, I think Ghost of Yotei will probably get my vote just because I've seen Ghost of Tsushima. I know Ghost of Tsushima's
Mhm.
story was incredible, though I think a lot of people shoulder the story in favor of the art direction that Ghost of Tsushima had. From what I've heard, this is
Yeah,
a very not direct sequel, but it's very much inspired by the first one, and I believe it involved a lot of the same developers. So my vote will go to Ghost
yeah.
of Yotei, if nothing else, so I can say I voted for Ghost of
Mhm.
Yotei at least once. Wow, I feel like
I understand.
I feel like I've seen all of
Unknown
these
Lies.
before.
Unknown Lies on my chat says that Silent Hill F has a great narrative as well. That's number two for them in terms of narrative. Yeah.
There you
Great representation that has you questioning reality. Oh,
go. Ooh,
that sounds engaging. That sounds,
indeed.
interesting. I don't know that I would play it though, because horror games and me, we don't really go hand in hand. So I don't really know.
I'm glad I'm not the only one because that is definitely something that I cannot do a horror game. I couldn't even do Five Nights at Ryden's the fan game Five Nights at Freddy's Genshin Impact game. But yeah, all
I will
right.
not judge you for that. I will not.
Best art direction: Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you probably went for Clair Obscur.
I'm not too sure, actually. I don't remember if I voted for Clair Obscur or Hades 2 here.
Think
Because I
of,
really love the art direction of Hades, generally
yeah,
speaking,
Hades is
and
definitely the
Hades 2 is
most,
gorgeous.
yeah, I went from like just looking at cover arts and stuff. I've seen playthroughs of Silk Song. I do think the art direction's nice, but I mean, a lot of it is stuff that we saw variants of in the original Hollow Knight. I mean,
Yeah.
of these, I think Death Stranding is the most realistic. Just looking at the cover art, that looks very realistic. Ghost of Yotei is most known, just like Ghost of Tsushima, for its landscaping. Clair Obscur definitely seems whimsical. It has its own vibe to it. Although I do think the most unique is Hades 2, in terms of just, I mean, even just looking at the cover arts, one stands out above the others for the differences in its
Of
styling.
course. It's the type
I
of art style that you recognize among many others. It's a bit like Arcane when you think about it, I
Oh
think.
yeah,
The
Arcane,
Arcane art style is,
very
you
prevalent.
can spot it.
Yeah, for me, as an artist major myself. I've definitely had to work a lot on landscaping paintings, so I'm going to take my vote to good old Ghost of Yotei just because I'm a stinker for landscape arts. Okay, best
Exactly.
music.
Shanti in my stream says Silent Hill lore is always deep too, though you have to look for it most of the time. Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that's interesting. But at the same time, if you need to, I mean, to be fair, that's not something that's a problem for me because I tend to be a loot goblin. Every time I see something shiny, I won't grab it. But
I mean, to
yeah,
be fair, that's
that's
one of those. It's one of those things where I think, what was it? To kind of go as a reference to when you were just talking about Arcane, League of Legends, the game that is the inspiration for Arcane. You don't get any of the lore for that from the game unless you go to the character descriptions where you get a paragraph that blurbs about it. Every single bit of
that's
lore
true.
about all those characters you have to go find on books or in other games. And it's like, I mean, there were the memes of all the, oh, by the way, guess what? How about we just do oh, if you liked Arcane, then maybe you should not play League of Legends, and you should do anything but play League of Legends if you want to know what's going on.
That was the common thing to say back then, yeah.
Yeah. And let's be honest, it's still true to this day. All right, best
Oh yeah,
score.
I've never played League.
Thankfully, I got out of it a long time ago. Though I found it was a lot easier to play if you just muted the chat and didn't talk to anybody. It was great. Best score in music: Christopher Larkin, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Darren Korb, Hades 2, Lorian Testard, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Toma Otawa, Ghost of Yotei, and Wu Kid and Ludwig Forsell for Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. I will be honest, I think I've heard parts of Clair Obscur's
Mhm.
music, so that's probably where I'm going to go, just based off of that being what I've heard.
Yes,
Um,
that's where I went to.
where you went as well. I've heard that the music for Clair Obscur is incredibly top tier.
It is pretty good. And which is kind of funny to me is that Lorient Testa really didn't think that his music was that good. I think it's one of the devs who bumped into his SoundCloud and really liked his music. So he was like, hey, we're looking for someone to create a score for this game we're working on. And then so he did. But he was not really that confident about it. So when he saw how much people liked it, he was, I think he was surprised.
Yeah, it's always nice when it's like, oh, I don't think my stuff is very good, and then it's just like everybody likes it.
Hmm.
Gotta love that feeling. Best audio design, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Battlefield 6. I don't think I'm ever giving this award to Battlefield 6. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, and Silent Hill F. I mean, similar to the music for me, I've heard very good things about Clair Obscur. I think I would go Death Stranding 2. From the little I've seen of it, they cared a lot about just like kind of subtle stuff going on in there.
Hmm.
That's where I would go. I'm going to guess you went Clair Obscur.
Yes, of course. I just felt like I would just stick to the game I played,
To the
and
game, you know.
I do think that the audio design is actually good in that game too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the best, but in my experience, it is very good.
Well, I feel like there's definitely a how do we put this? A preference to what game is going to win best performance, given that we have Ben Starr, Charlie Cox, and Jennifer English, all from Clair Obscura Expedition 33.
Yes,
We also have
that's
Erika
true.
Ishii for Ghost of Yote, I believe the main character, Konatsu Kato
Hmm.
from Silent Hill F, and Troy Baker for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Unfortunately, Troy Baker, I don't see you beating Claire Obscure.
And no, and also Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about this game, but that might be because no one plays it on my side of the internet. I don't know.
It didn't. Let's
But
be. It
yeah,
did not have a ton of. It did not. I mean, compared to everything else here, it did not have nearly the amount of hype.
that's true. Erika Ishii, I haven't played the game, so I don't know what her performance is like, but I know that she got so much backlash online. I don't even remember what it was for, but it was something petty. I remember
Yeah.
thinking it was for something really petty. Um, and just considering that she is not well liked by a lot of people, I don't think that she will be able to win this. So it's definitely going to be from someone from the team of Clair Obscur. That reminds me of when Baldur's Gate 3 came out. I'm pretty sure that the category Best Performance was just full of them too.
Oh yeah,
And
it
Jennifer
definitely was.
English is familiar with that.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna go again off of the performances I've seen. I'm gonna go Charlie Cox myself. Not only
Hmm.
because I've heard a little bit of his character from Clair Obscure itself, but one of my favorite Marvel shows is Daredevil, which he
Daredevil.
is the main character of. So I'm
Yeah.
familiar with his voice acting prowess from that. So I think Ben Starr is the popular vote for this one, if I remember correctly, but
I
I could be
voted
wrong.
Ben Starr.
Ben
Yeah.
Starr. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I did like his character.
Innovation and accessibility, recognizing software and or hardware that's pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an entire newer audience. We have Assassin's Creed Shadows, we have Atomfall, we have Doom the Dark Ages, EA Sports Football Club, a random little insert there, and South of Midnight. Does it perchance say. Ah, here we go. So Atomfall was for. Man, they really had to do an entire book on this, huh? All right, so Atomfall is getting it for configurable text contrast and size, high contrast for gameplay, and optional audio cues for people with low vision. We have Doom getting it for visual accessibility, modifiers of game speed. My goodness, I've seen that game being played normally. I hate to know what it would look like at 150% game speed.
It's all
Uh,
right, unknown, no worries. It's just unknown in my chat laughed when she saw that Assassin's Creed Shadows was nominated.
well, let's see here. Assassin's Creed Shadows is an evolution on the franchise with many elements rebuilt from the ground up. New leads, franchise first, like audio described cinematics, powerful remapping, allowing a choice of press, hold, double press for each action, and greatly upgraded subtitles with better color modifications, speaker directions, conversation lines, and speaker emotion tone. Screen narration goes beyond to cover many HUD modules and time sensitive elements. Football Club, South of Midnight. Um, Honestly, they a lot of it seems very similar in what they're each trying to do.
Hmm.
I I mean, a lot of it's similar. I'm just gonna go Doom because cool Doom game. Doom gets nominated for something at least. What did you go for?
I went for South of Midnight for the same reason as you. That's the only thing I saw it being nominated in, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna go for it because
Well, we know.
I know that the concept was pretty good. You know, something that people in the gaming or even entertainment industry keep telling minorities and black people to do is that, oh well, make your own games. And well, black Americans did, and they made South of Midnight, and everything I saw about it was it felt very wholesome.
Yeah,
You have this very good peek into Black American culture, and I thought it was like really well done. That's just one game I didn't have the time to play just yet because I'm always playing a multitude of things on stream and off stream. But it's still on my list. I do think that it is a very good first game. I mean, I really like the intention behind it, so this is why I voted for it. But if it hadn't been there, I would have probably voted for Doom because I do have a history with Doom. When I was a kid, well, I could not, like, my mom could not afford to get me a computer, so my auntie gave me her old Windows 95 PC, and on it was Doom 2. And yeah, I used to play that a lot. So to me, I have like this type of this memory, this strong memory of my childhood linked to that very old game. So every time I see Doom somewhere, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of cute. That's kind of fun.
So you're one of the OGs of Can It Run Doom?
Hmm.
Uh they added
Very
Doom
funny.
to they added Doom to Genshin Impact as one of the new games that you can get from the Creator Central. They literally just like the heads up display and everything is just they just added Doom to Genshin.
Mm,
It's like okay,
I
there you
didn't
go.
even know. That's kind of funny.
All right, games for impact for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. We have South of Midnight, Wonderstop, Lost Record, Bloom and Rage, Dispellot, and Consume Me. Um, I
I'm
don't
gonna
have.
go for, yeah, I didn't try to read up on any of those other games, so obviously I voted for South of Midnight again. I forgot that it was nominated for this category as well. So I went for that one.
I'll go for. I don't know. I'll go for South of Midnight. Why not? I don't know about any of them,
There
so
we
may as
go.
well. Okay, I am not voting for you. Best ongoing game. Awarded to a game for outstanding development and outgoing content. We have Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite. You're not getting my vote. Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and somehow this game is here every year, No Man's Sky. Um,
I've never paid attention.
um, for me, of all of these, ironically, I only play Fortnite, which is why I know better than anybody that it does not deserve best ongoing game. I mean, Final Fantasy 14 is going
Okay.
strong. No Man's Sky is doing well. Divers is doing well. I feel like the hype around Marvel Rivals is like still as much as it was when it first came out, and
Mm,
as a result, that's
yeah.
probably where I go. Just because, again, the hype has been real. It's the first real kind of. I mean, it took down Overwatch as the best hero shooter, and it's kind of stayed that way. So I
But
went. I'll go. Oh, to be fair,
to be fair, Activision kind of, sabotaged Overwatch, so,
yeah, true.
that throne was for the
I
taking.
mean,
So yeah,
they shot themselves in their foot, and then Marvel Rivals came and shot the other foot.
of course, that's
Where'd you
pretty
go
much what
here?
happened. I went for Final Fantasy 14, just easy.
Just an easy, nice,
No,
yeah.
I really love this.
Just throw in the
I
Final
really love
Fantasy,
this
but
game.
yeah,
And even if people are very critical of the current expansion, which I can understand, it's not like great, but I never expected anything like particular from Dawntrail because we knew from the beginning that it was just uh, starting from a clean slate, sort of, because this is the beginning of a new era in that franchise, like in that game, when it comes to storytelling. And so, yeah, to me, it was not as catastrophic as people make it out to be. But I guess, I understand that taste is subjective, but to
yeah,
me, Dawn Trail was pretty fine.
yeah. Also, Noli's in your chat. I voted for No Man's Sky because here Marvel Rivals has only been out a year. Yeah, that's honestly fair. No Man's Sky and
Mm.
Final Fantasy 14 been out for years and still going strong. I think, didn't No Man's Sky win Game of the year it came out? Because I remember there was like a lot of I remember a lot of streamers were like, "What in the world is No Man's Sky? How is that going to win? No, this isn't winning anything." And then it won, and they were like, "Wait, what?" I definitely
I don't
remember
know
that for
what this is
something.
about. Yeah. I don't think I know a lot of people who play it, to be fair.
Yeah, that's community
Yeah,
support. I mean,
I get where
listen,
you're coming from, Willow. Because Willow in my chat says that nothing can be just okay anymore. If it isn't amazing, then it sucks. I think it's a comment about the reactions of people in the Final Fantasy community
yeah,
when they dogpile on Dawntrail, really.
yeah. It's also the same thing for like indie games. A lot of people will be like, "Oh yeah," because even like looking at stuff, you'll have a lot of things where everybody's like, "Oh, this game is super good or super great," and then there's other games where it's like an indie dev, and it's like you'll have like two or three people that play it and give a bad review, and it like makes everybody else be like, we don't really want to play that. And look at these couple of bad reviews from the people that played it. And it's like, oh, we'd rather go buy a game that's, some big developer with thousands of reviews and stuff. And that's why I feel like a lot of indie devs get kind of thrown under the rug, which I hope they find a way to, I don't know, change that somehow. But
Yeah, I mean, I hope it works. I think a lot of people are going to be more willing to go towards indie devs, generally speaking, anyway, because like, all the big studios just like, they're not really on our side. They're
yeah,
putting out unfinished products. They don't care to maintain, their quality or whatever. Like, we're just not going to start that. Otherwise, we're going to spend the next hour complaining about shit. But yeah, I do think that indie studios are the answer to our plight.
I think for
And
this
yeah,
one,
so
for
I
me,
yeah.
so we got No Man's Sky, Divers, Fortnite, Final Fantasy 14, and Baldur's Gate. I think for me, if we're going to go off community support, I think I have to give it to Baldur's Gate. The game is still going incredibly strong, and kind of going off what you were just saying about indie devs or about how big game studios don't know when to quit. They could have hyped on this Baldur's Gate bandwagon for another probably year or two, but they said we're going to give you the final patch, and that's it. There's no DLC. There's nothing else. You're getting the final patch. We're adding a couple of classes, and it's done. We got what we wanted. It was good. We could do more. It would be successful, but we don't want to. I think this is the good place to end it. And I respect that from a dev team. And also, I don't know if you got to see the acceptance speech from Larian when they won Game of the Year 2 years ago, I believe. Yeah, 2 years ago. Um,
Yeah,
they
last
literally
January.
they called out big game devs like I think kind of like EA, not specifically, but kind of with EA in mind of like next year some big company's going to win it who's using AI or firing all their employees and doing it just for the money instead of a team that cares about the player base, which was kind of a funny way to end the game awards because that was literally the last thing that went on before they ended stream. But
That's hilarious. Yeah, I don't think I've heard that.
it's a heck of an acceptance speech. But yeah, I'll go. Where did you go for this one?
For this one, I went for Final Fantasy 14 once again
Final
because
Fantasy.
I do think that the community, whether it's just between the players or even the Square Enix community around it, is pretty good.
Yeah,
But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 was a second choice for me. But I understand like that choice. I do think that it has a good community too. I think there was some drama, but that I will not elaborate on here. Otherwise, it's just going to start like a huge social, debate. So yeah, I wasn't too sure. So this is why I decided to just stick with my great experience with Final Fantasy 14
yeah.
because yeah. But I still, you know what? I have never finished Baldur's Gate 3, and I know that I'm in the part of like the major most people who have played this game have never finished it because there's just
Yeah.
so much things that you can do. You just like never finish it. I started streaming it months ago, and I kind of I didn't really forget about it, but sort of. I need to
Yeah,
get
I
back to
kind
it
of
because I think it
just,
would be interesting.
I'll be completely honest. I've played it, I want to say I've done one full run of it.
Mm.
Um, didn't even plan on picking the game up. but a lot of people that I knew were playing it, and I just wanted to hop on that bandwagon. I may or may not have. There were certain characters that I never used. Looking at Lae'zel in particular. At certain point in the game, one of your player characters gets kidnapped and taken to a particular place. That for me was Lae'zel. Now, when fighting the boss to get back Lae'zel, I had the unfortunate thing of firing a sunbeam or a moonbeam. Sorry, sunbeam. No, it was sunbeam.
Oh no, you killed her.
Lae'zel was on the table, and I hit her by 1 pixel.
Oh man.
Now, fun fact: I had not had Lae'zel in my party since I got her off the ship. She was at level 1. She turned into a fine crisp in front of my eyes, and because she was kidnapped and not part of the team, I could not revive her.
Oh fuck! So her death was final. Oh man.
Her death was permanent. That being said, I was also a monster that accidentally got Karlach killed at the end of that run. So
No. Oh man, that's terrible. I am
yeah,
making great efforts to not call your names for that because Colic is bae. You know.
yeah, I agree. I didn't want to kill her. I didn't. It was one of those things where I didn't know what was going to happen, and then she just ended up dying at the end of the story, and I was like, oh shoot. Well, I didn't mean for that to happen, but here we are, I guess. Also, favorite character is Shadowheart. I do not like Astarion. It's a controversial one. Not a huge Astarion fan, but you know. But speaking of, as we were talking about earlier, indie games. Best indie game: Absalom, Ball X Pit, Blueprints, Clair Obscur, Hades, Hollow Knight. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to guess you voted for Clair Obscur.
Absolutely. I think we need to keep, encouraging this type of studios, this type of endeavors.
Yeah.
If Clair Obscur hadn't come out this year, I would have gone for Hades too, because I voted for Supergiant Games when Hades came out in that category, best independent game.
Yeah, I think for me, because I haven't played Clair Obscur, I haven't played Hades, I'm going to go just because I've seen people playing it and it looks very fun, and I like the simplicity of the game mechanics, but it's still very fun to play. I'm going to go Hollow Knight for myself.
Unknown Lies in my chat says too many good indie games this year.
Yeah, there really are.
I think it's going to become the new norm. It's going to become the new reality, and I'm all here for it.
All three of honestly. I've heard a little bit about Blueprints. I think it did fairly well. But we had 3 top tier Game of the Year nominee indie games this year, which is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it goes to show it kind of solidifies the point I was trying to make earlier. I think the indie game studios are the answer to. They are what we as gamers are hoping for, are looking for when picking a new game up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But to those who are watching, you may have noticed that everything else has had 5 nominees. This one only has 4. I'll ask you.
This one had 6.
Yes, sorry. Do you know why this one only has 4?
I have no idea.
So the person who was nominated for the 5th spot of debut indie game withdrew his nomination because he said, "I've worked on many games before. This does not feel as though it's truly my debut indie game. I've worked on other indie games." And so he withdrew his nomination. He said it was not fair for him to be nominated in this category. Mm-hmm. Which I thought was very, honestly, pulling out a Game of the Year because of honesty like that, I have huge respect for that guy. Mm-hmm. For being honorable like that.
That says a lot about.
Yeah, but that does leave us. That does leave us with Blueprints, Clair Obscur, Despelote, and Dispatch. Dispatch, I don't know how this thing got in time. I feel like this came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's what I felt like too. So I was surprised when I saw it. I was like, what?
It must have come out with you have 24 hours for your game to release before we close nominations. Okay, fine.
Probably.
Um, I think overall, I'm going to give it to Claire Obscure. I do think Dispatch is great because I think they got a lot of like just really good voice talent. They got YouTubers, they got regular voice actors and everything. It's been doing well. It's been doing well on the rounds from what I've seen. But I mean, in terms of just visually stunning, Claire Obscure has to take it. I mean, it's overall well rounded just by the number of times that you and I have already voted for.
Yeah. You know, if it wasn't for Claire Obscure, I would have probably voted for Dispatch because I
Yeah,
haven't played it yet, but I have read a lot about it. I have tried not to watch too many streams about it because I intend to play it myself.
yeah,
And but what I like, what I see on Reddit, for example, is that a lot of people seem to be very engrossed with the storytelling and with the character development. And I have a huge like that's something I really like a lot. When I approach a story, whether it's in a movie, a novel, or a video game, what I like is character-driven stories. I like it when it goes somewhere. I like it when, when there's depth to it. And apparently it's the case in Dispatch. So this is why I really look forward to experiencing it myself. I don't know whether or not I will be streaming it because I feel like I would be some sort of fish managing to drown in the ocean because of all the people actually playing it.
yeah.
And so I'm not too sure. And also I'm already playing so many things at the moment on stream, so I don't want to add that to the rotation. So that's something I might play by myself, like just to see because I'm now very curious. I don't know about you.
It's probably not something I'll pick up. Also, no lies in your chat. Let's go. Dispatch stream coming soon. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah,
Yeah, all right. All right, all right. I'll add it to the rotation.
yeah. You just gotta just put up a poll on your YouTube. Be like, hey, all right, you get one of these. Pick one and just put four out there. All right,
Exactly.
best mobile game. Destiny Rising, which I forgot was a mobile game. Persona 5, The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble, Uma Musamune, Pretty Derby, and Wuthering Waves. For the first time, have played one of these games. So I'm gonna vote for Wuwa.
I
Honestly,
voted for
the
Uber as well,
voted
yeah.
for Wuwa as well. Yeah, the Septimont story. I believe you said you haven't fully finished it out yet. For
Yeah,
Renacita.
I finished the parts with Lupa, and right now I'm in the middle of the quest with Augusta.
Nice. Honestly, the game as a Genshin and Star Rail enjoyer, I feel like the
Mhm.
combat and honestly the story of Renacita was very much like up there with some of the best storylines from games I've played. Renacita just felt very well rounded, felt very hashed out. Everybody felt like they had a decent role in everything. Loved it overall. So I'm looking forward to where we're going next, wherever that ends up being. Uh,
Yeah, I'm
did
curious
you
too,
did you the
honestly.
new story? It's very It's very good.
Hmm.
I don't technically. I think we're going to college, but I
Are we? Oh my God.
think we're going to school at the very least. So there
Oh
you go.
man.
Yeah,
Yes, unknown Uma Musume is the horse racing thing. Yeah, it
yeah.
is.
That one. I could go on its own severe tangent about. I that find that game so weird that that even exists.
Me too. I don't really understand the concept. I don't want to make fun of people who play it
Oh
and
yeah,
enjoy it, but as someone looking in from the outside,
it's
the
it's
concept is
strange.
baffling to me. It's just so
Yeah,
weird. Like, what do you mean you're going to have a game with like girls who can
Mormon
they
horse.
transform into horses, or is it just like horse girls?
I think it's just
It's
horse
it's
girls. I think it's just horse
it's
girls.
horse girls, and also I'm pretty sure that I don't know if that it's the case of all the horse girls in that game, but I think that some of them are based on actual
That is
racing
true. There are
horses
actual
that
racing
actually
horses
exist.
basing on it.
And it's such a wild and weird thing to think of. I just don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm also staying away from it because apparently it's very, very dangerous for your wallet, and I have a weakness for this type of things. If if the game somehow manages to rope me in, then there goes my finances.
Yeah, thankfully I'm already in enough things. I'm already in Genshin. I'm already in Star Rail. I'm already in Wuwa. I don't need any more. I could safely
Yeah,
stay out of there. But yeah, like
that's good.
honestly, Wuwa, like the combat, the art style, probably one of my favorite things about Wuwa is the art style and the combat, and it's just like overall, it's just a fun game to get to play. Especially like taking a break from like Genshin or Star Rail or whatever, and you can just go and play some Wuwa, play some with some interesting new combat skills and stuff. Honestly, just always fun to play.
Yeah, I think the character design in Wuthering Waves works a bit better for me. I think it looks nicer, and I like the combat. I think it feels a bit more challenging. It's fun to play. When I look at Destiny Rising, though, I have never heard of that game, but what I notice is that it's a game by NetEase Games,
Right.
and they are the studio behind Where Winds Meet
Oh,
and Once Human. So, yeah,
well,
I wonder what it's worth. Now, but I also feel like, just as a last comment on the best mobile game category,
yeah.
I feel like they are getting tired of gachas because there's like only two, and even Uma Musume is like, it's still not one of the big usual gachas, right? It's kind of weird to not have Genshin, HSR, or ZZZ in there. There's a
Yeah.
huge Hoyoverse snub.
Honestly, I'm kind of fine with it. I think they may have wanted to reserve that spot for ZZZ, but I just don't think that ZZZ was popular enough that they were able to include it justifiably.
Funnily enough, ZCC is my favorite Hoyo game. I think it's super fun. I just love the gameplay. I like the environment. I like the way. I mean, I like pretty much everything about it. It's just sometimes some characters have some designs that are a bit too Gunnerish for me.
Uh,
But like the one with
like the
the
tentacle
tentacle
person.
thingy, it's just like, it's ridiculous. I don't know what the person who came up with her design smoked that day, but that looks so bad.
Yeah,
That really
I
looks bad. It doesn't work.
didn't hear anything about ZZZ for so long, and then everybody was talking about this like tentacle lady. I was like, "What do you?" And I looked up a picture. I was like, "Oh, I see.
Oh man.
This makes that tentacle jellyfish lady from Wuwa look a little bit tame." In all honesty,
Yes. It makes everything else tame. Like,
yeah,
the big weird spacing of Cantarella boobs is fine next to that.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Going on to
Sean
oh, go ahead.
Sean is saying to vote for Uma
Uma,
Musume. Nah, nah. We're
nah,
not doing
we're
that, Sean.
doing we're not Uma, Wuwa, Wuwa, Wuwa.
Exactly. Ooh,
Now I don't know if either of us are knowledgeable of this particular category, best VR/AR. I've never played. Yeah, I've never played a VR game.
me neither.
So I'm just going to go off of the one that seemed the funniest, which was the trailer for Deadpool VR. Just because I believe the voice actor for Deadpool is not Ryan Reynolds, the guy who does the movies. It's Neil Patrick Harris, the guy who
Oh,
I most know for the Smurfs. I believe he was in, but
really? Wasn't he like How I Met Your Mother or
I
something?
believe so, though
I
I've
think
never
so.
seen that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, the Deadpool games are always just like taking random jokes and throwing them everywhere. So at the very least, I assume that's going to be pretty entertaining.
Hmm.
So that's where I go with that one. Okay, best action game: Battlefield 6,
Heck.
Doom, Hades, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Yeah, I obviously went for Hades 2
Hades.
here. No brainer.
For me, as I've seen parts of both, but the music with demons coming at you from all sides, I gotta go for Doom: The Dark Ages.
Of course.
Good old Bethesda. A game I love watching, doubt I'll ever play. Okay, best action adventure. Oh, look, it's Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Split Fiction, Hollow Knight, Ghost of Yote, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Um,
Best action. I think I voted for Hollow Knight, maybe.
yeah, I think
Yes,
that's
because
reasonable.
yeah. I think that's what I voted for. Even if I haven't played it myself, I've watched a lot of my mates actually play it, and it seems fun. But
Yeah, honestly.
since as I'm always saying, I really am terrible at platformers, so I don't know that I will not be, just banging my head on my keyboard if I keep dying every time I play this game. So that's why I stay away from it. But it does look fun.
Yeah, for me, it's
And
honestly
yeah.
I have respect for Team Cherry because you know in a world where what GTA 6 is like $70 I think they said, and like all the new Switch 2 games are like $60-$70 a piece. They said
Mhm.
we're going to release this game. It's going to be $20. We're not going to fall into. We could sell this thing for 50, 100%, and do fine, but we're just going to sell for 20. And that's probably why it crashed the Steam store and everything because for it's a reasonably priced game.
Mhm.
And they were just like, yeah, we could make more money off of it. But also, you've waited 5 years. We're just gonna let you guys chill with a brand new game that's $20. And honestly, respect to them for that.
That's true.
Well,
Like they
I'll give
didn't
them my votes.
overprice it.
Yeah, they didn't
I
overprice
think
it.
that Hades 2 was the same price as Hades, so thereabouts like $20 as well. So it
Yeah.
wasn't really pricey. Like, and as a last comment on the best action adventure category, the only game out of them that I've played is Split Fiction, but I didn't feel like it really deserved like that
Right.
thing as far as puzzle solving goes. And yeah, so I just went with Hollow Knight Silk Song. It just seemed better.
Gotcha. Then we've got Best RPG. I have a feeling I know what you voted for. It's probably where I'm going to go as well. Claire Obscure. I've heard a little bit about Monster Hunter. I've never been a huge fan of that kind of game. Avowed visually looks interesting, but I mean, Claire Obscure has been holding on to this for a decent while at this point.
It's funny though that for them, the criteria for best RPG would be for the best game design with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. Um, I mean, I guess no. When I read it that way, it does kind of make sense, and I understand why Monster Hunter Wilds is there.
Yeah,
It was pretty good. I still really love the character I made in that game. Every time I always think of this character. I'm like, man, she looks so fucking fine. That was fun to play, but I think the optimization of the game went gradually worse and worse. It was fine at the beginning. I don't know what they messed up and how or why, but the game essentially became unplayable, and that's insane because that was a fucking pricey game too. Sorry for swearing,
oh, you're
but I
fine.
was really mean. I was like, wait, I put that much money in that game. I really liked it. Of course, it's lengthy because sometimes just to kill one monster, like one boss, you would be there for more than 20 minutes.
Sounds like Elden
But
Ring.
still, uh, you know what? If you watch my stream, you will see that I do not struggle that much with bosses. Sometimes I don't want to jinx myself. We will see how it goes tomorrow when I start streaming it again. But I've been lucky with with bosses. Random monsters though, that's another story. That's another story. These things fuck me up all the time.
All right, best fighting game. I'm not a huge fighting game player, so Virtua Fighter 5, never heard of it. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, which I'm guessing by the fact it's a Legacy Collection would just tell me that it's a bunch of previous games that have been mashed together into a new skin. Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, and 2XKO, the new League of Legends fighting game. I think I'm just going to go for the one that has the characters from Arcane in it, personally. I think that's all I got
I
on it.
feel you. Yeah.
I'm not a.
No, I went for Mortal Kombat because I do have some vague memories of my childhood that are also intertwined with Tekken games, and I kind of
Tekken.
like that. So it was like, you know what? Let's go for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I'd probably have gone for
And
Mortal
yeah,
Kombat if not for, as I mentioned, I mean, I think because it's a legacy collection, I think it's a lot of previous games that they just kind of remastered and put in. 2KXO, and I think at least these three are
yeah,
new games. So that's why I'm going with 2KXO. I've not even heard
Mm.
a lot of hype for this game. I haven't seen a lot of it since. Okay, best family game. I forgot. Wow, Lego getting two different games in. Wow, there you go. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Split Fiction. I don't know if I'd consider Split Fiction a family game in the sense that technically only two people can play it at any one given time, I believe.
Hmm.
I mean, to be fair, I think if you're going off of the ability to play with a family, it's got to be one of the racing games, I guess, because they can actually support having that many people. But if we're
Definitely.
going appropriate for family play, I feel like it's probably just going to be. If you want a game that's going to appeal to a child, I'm pretty sure Donkey Kong just straight up lets you smash everything, and I feel like that's every child's video game dream.
Yeah.
So I
Sean
probably.
in my chat says that Lego Party was great. I don't know. I haven't played it. I've seen some streams of Donkey Kong Bonanza though. That looks super fun. The only game in this list that I've played this year, I think it was Mario Kart World. And yeah, it was fun, but nothing. It was fun, but nothing new. But at the same time, I don't think that people expect any type of novelty when picking up a Mario Kart
Yeah.
game. They just want the
They
same thing.
they added an open world to it, but it's basically just you know what you're getting when you're getting a Mario Kart game. You know what you're getting when you're getting a Sonic racing game. It's a racing game.
Yeah.
I think when we get to best racing game, there'll be a contention for it, but for just best family game in general, I think it goes to something else. I'm gonna go for Bonanza. What did you go for here?
Yeah. I wait for the same game.
Same game, Bonanza. Yeah,
Yeah.
just let the children smash everything. Best sim strategy. We have Jurassic World Evolution 3, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, Tempest Rising, The Alters, which I remember hearing a random thing about at one point, 2 Point Museum, and Final Fantasy Tactics, The Avilice Chronicles. I'm probably going to go Tactics here. From what I remember, this is one of the first Tactics games to be fully voice acted.
Hmm.
Um, I'm a stinker for good voice acting in any game.
Yeah, same. Like it really complements the whole experience. So yeah,
And
that's what
then
I voted for too. But that's just because I'm a big Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
fan,
fan.
as you know.
Yeah. I mean, other ones that maybe I would have gone for if this wasn't here. I've heard some random stuff about alters, but I think it fell off pretty quickly. I've never heard of 2 Point Museum. Sid Meier's Civilization
Me neither.
7, I think by the fact that there's seven of them, does tell you that, there's a lot going on here that probably has
Oh,
been
definitely.
recycled. But, yeah. Final Fantasy Tactics. It's Final Fantasy. What do you expect? Well, about that best racing game, uh, it really is just going to be a
Hmm.
Sonic versus Mario thing, isn't it?
Oh boy. Now that you
Uh,
mention, yeah.
EA Sports, Football Club 26, F1 25, Rematch, Mario Kart World, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Personally, just because I find it funny if Mario loses, I'm going to go Sonic. Also because, unlike Mario, they had all those really random and funny collabs like Steve and Joker, basically turning it into the racing equivalent of Super Smash Brothers.
Kind of makes sense. But also, I think it's a vote that makes sense when if you have a bone to pick with Nintendo and just don't want to vote for them. Vote for Sonic.
I just like how the dev team for Sonic Racing Cross was just Sonic Team. It's just Sonic Team.
Yes, sir.
Great
So
name.
Unknown Lives in my chat said that they didn't play either, but they heard Sonic was better than Mario. Yeah, I could easily believe that.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah, I think I just stuck to what I played this year, so I voted for Mario.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of a skit I saw, like a YouTube short, where it was talking about a different game thing, but the same premise applied. Where it's like, I think they were talking about like Madden 26. It's like we update the graphics, we update the character rosters to fit with what's going on currently, and then we just slap the same formula on and we bring out a new game. That's effectively what Mario Kart World is. You're getting the same racing experience. Yes, there's new tracks. Yes, you technically get the open world aspect, but I don't think people are playing Mario Kart for an open world game. They're playing Mario Kart because they
Mm,
want to run around a track and, run into people. That's basically what Mario Kart
exactly.
is. Sonic, at least, it's like, I mean, to be fair, if you look at it from a lore perspective, Sonic Racing Crossworlds makes the least amount of sense because half of these characters don't would be faster without the car. Honestly,
We don't talk about things like that.
yeah, we don't talk about those. Like we don't talk about that. Let's be honest. There's no floor to this car. It's just Sonic running with a steering wheel. Okay, best
At this point, that
multiplayer.
makes more sense.
Another game because we've talked a little bit about snubs or games that really just didn't make the cut. Elden Ring Night Rain. When that first came out, everybody said this is going to be Game of the Year contention. Didn't even get a nomination.
Oh, oh yeah, that's kind of sad. It's true. It's the first time we see it.
It is the first time
It
we see it for
hasn't
best
been.
multiplayer. The other nominees:
Okay.
Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Peak, and Split Fiction. I think I've heard more about Split Fiction to the point where I would probably go Split Fiction. I do think Elden Ring Night Rain you could play by yourself, so there was a single player aspect to Night Rain. It just was easier if you got together with your buddies and did it. Arc Raiders is winning best multi 100%, but no lies. I haven't heard a lot about Arc Raiders, honestly, but I do think it's going to be. I don't think Night Rain gets it. Also, I think there might be a little bit of hatred toward FromSoft right now with all the hate toward Shadow of the Erdtree getting nominated for Game of the Year last year. That maybe people are just a little bit tired of Elden Ring, maybe just a little bit.
Maybe. Yeah.
But I'm probably going to
I'm sure.
go. I'm probably going to go Split Fiction here, though. I do think Unalize is probably correct in that, and that Arc Raiders will probably get it. What did you go with here? I'm going to guess maybe Elden Ring.
No, not even. I
Not
went
even
for Peak because it's just
Peak.
hilarious.
Would you say it
Yeah.
was? Would you say it was Peak?
Yeah, I voted for Peak. It just seems so funny, and I will be playing it for the first time on Wednesday
There you
with
go.
Chanzi and a bunch of other people. So it's going to be fun. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to make all our efforts fail, but that's still going to be a lot of fun. So I went for that. If Peak hadn't been there, would maybe have voted for Elden Ring Night Rain because I've seen a lot of streams and it seems like interesting.
Yeah.
But now that I think about it, now as I'm talking, I don't know that the multiplayer aspect, this multiplayer approach to the Elden Ring world actually brings in that much of something, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I know it's a bit hard to like fully articulate well, but yeah, I don't really know that it adds something that you couldn't really already have in some form in the original game just by playing with your mates. So,
Yeah. Best adaptation. I think we all know what's probably going to win this. Of the options presented
um,
here, we have Until Dawn, The Last of Us Season 2, Splinter Cell Deathwatch, and Devil May Cry, and I Am Steve, aka the Minecraft movie. Considering how much they cared about a Minecraft movie, I'm going to probably guess that it's going to win.
yeah.
If only because it actually went into movie theaters, and I'm pretty sure. Did you see all the things that were happening when Minecraft movie first came out? All the person who brought a live
Um,
chicken, the chicken jockey stuff.
no, I didn't see that. What the hell?
Um, Chicken jockey. There was a particular scene in the movie where there's a chicken with a zombie on it, or yeah, and
Hmm.
basically uh, Jack Black just yells "chicken jockey," and for some reason, the entire community decided, "Hey, you know what would be great if we just took this and ran with it." So there's entire clips of people, movie theaters, throwing popcorn and food all over the theater, completely wrecking the place.
Oh man,
One
that's
person brought a
so.
live chicken and smuggled it into the theater, and this was going on
Oh
so
my
much,
God.
ruining the theaters, that they literally had to put out a PSA on the movie saying to be respectful from the cast.
Wow. Oh boy, that's so
Yeah,
insane. I can't believe that things like that like even happen. I don't know. Maybe it's just coming from me being an adult, I guess. But just even the thought of living a mess in a theater,
Yeah,
it, gives me the ick.
it was
It's such a big room. You don't have that many people working there. Like why would you want to make someone's job, someone's work even worse by being fucking nasty and throwing shit all over the place? That's just so nasty.
like even when I went to
I don't
see it,
understand.
like I'm not a huge
Yeah.
Minecraft fan, but
Mm-hmm.
I went because it was just like Jason Momoa looks stupid in this. May as well go see. And Jack Black is always funny. But so I planned around the fact that this was this popular that I went to like a late night showing when there was like two other
Oh
people
boy.
in the thing, and as that scene was coming up, I'm looking over at the other people in the theater, and I'm like, just don't do anything, just don't do anything, don't do anything. Thankfully, they didn't, and it was a fairly just I think it was like four people in the theater in total, but it was just like okay, probably not gonna have a problem here. But yeah, there was literally entire groups of people getting kicked out of the movie during the movie because of the utter havoc they're causing. Because literally, there's entire clips of like 100 people getting out of their chairs, throwing popcorn, and screaming "chicken jockey" at the top of their lungs.
Oh man.
And that's not just one
That's
theater.
insane.
It went
Yeah.
so badly that movie theaters actually went out and gave chicken jockey screenings. Like actually in the movie title, the chicken jockey screen, where people were allowed to dress up, bring stuff into the theater, and cause utter chaos. And it was just like,
Oh man.
and you have to feel bad for the movie theater, like the people who come in at the end of a movie and have to clean up.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to feel bad for
Yeah,
them.
I feel like, even when I make somewhat of a mess by dropping some popcorn, because sometimes, like shit happens, right? You just
Yeah,
stumble over shit. I feel bad. So doing that on purpose,
yeah.
I can't imagine. Alone Lie says, I wish I was a kid to enjoy something that much.
Also,
I don't
kind of
even know that I would have done that as a kid, to be fair.
kind of on the same note of the previous one, I think we know what's winning most anticipated game. Uh, the other
Most
options
anticipated
are
game.
Witcher 4, Resident Evil Requiem, Wolverine, and First Light. But I think we all know that the most anticipated game is going to be Grand Theft Auto 6.
Definitely, yeah.
Because
It's
at this
definitely
point,
that one. I didn't vote for it though.
yeah, I mean, it's going to be the popular vote. Just
Hmm.
because, let's be honest, this came out before GTA 6 memes are still going strong. And this game is not coming out till a year from now, after originally supposed to come out this year. So, fun
Hmm.
fact, maybe it never happens. That would be kind of funny. Content Creator
I
of the
was a host
Year.
the whole time.
I don't know most of these people. Kadrel,
Hey,
Kaisenat, Moist
thank you for the
Critical,
sub.
Sakaramiko, and the Burnt Peanut. Who'd you go for here?
1 second. I just want to thank Sean for the 3 months. Wow, thank you. Thank you for the sub. And
Nice.
yeah,
Congratulations.
I'm sorry.
No
So what
worries.
what did you ask me
Uh,
for anticipated game or
or
content creator of the
for
year?
Content Creator of the Year.
I don't watch a lot of these people. Most of the
Yeah.
people I watch tend to be VTubers as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, Sakura Miko is not part of the VTubers I watch, unfortunately.
Yeah. For
So
me,
I just yeah.
yeah.
Who did you vote for?
I think I'm gonna vote for. So I've heard of Kai Cenat. Don't watch him. I've watched some of Moist Critical, but
Hmm.
in terms of VTuber solidarity, haven't watched Sakura Miko, but I'm gonna vote for Sakura Miko for VTuber solidarity.
That makes sense. I thought of doing that too, but then I saw Moist Critical, and I know that I've watched some of his videos. Like, w- I mean, he's on YouTube. His name isn't like Penguin or something.
Yeah, Penguin Zero, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's his name. So I've never watched his streams, but I sometimes watch his videos on YouTube. Haven't done that in a while though. But I kind of like his content. So this is why, out of all these people, I picked him. Kedrol, I have no idea who that person is. Unknown Lies tells me that Peanut is super funny, but I've never watched, so I don't know. I discovered their existence when going to the Game Awards website to vote. And so, yeah, I don't know about that person. Kaisen, I don't really like his content. So, yeah, even if I know he's a popular streamer, I know that, people love to engage with his content, but it's not really something that is entertaining to me. So, like, I don't watch and I didn't vote for him.
Okay, best esports game. Counter Strike 2, Dota 2, Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Wow, that's a name. Valorant and League. Now, as much as people hate on League, I feel like there is not many people who can say that the best esports game is not League due to just the sheer amount of stuff that goes on at Worlds every year. Because it's
That's
like
true.
you have that like every single time they do a World song at League, it ends up popping off and being like something that people cannot stop listening to for like the entire year. Um, and plus, like they go all out for the celebrations. I think they rented out a football stadium last time.
A football stadium.
Oh yeah, they rent out. They do huge. They're huge on all that stuff. Like, gosh, I think they've rented out football stadiums. They have like fireworks displays, huge setups, just all of that. It's
I
insane,
mean, I'm
and
not
like
surprised.
yeah, live
Like, they
concert
decided to,
performances.
yeah. We're talking about the studio that decided to give us the best animated series of all times, just based on their own IP. So
Yeah,
yeah, I can't believe that.
even for I don't know if you know this, but the League of Legends, the game cinematics or the game trailers that they've been doing recently,
Oh,
ever
they've
since
been really
Arcane.
good.
Yeah, they've kept the studio that did Arcane, Fortiche, to do all the trailers.
Yeah.
So
I haven't watched all the trailers. I remember watching a trailer for season one of, I don't remember which year.
yeah,
Uh, I think the trailer came shortly, was released shortly after the season two of Arcane was wrapped up.
yeah.
And yeah, I noticed that Fortiche was still working on it. Another team of French people doing great things.
What did you vote for best esports?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I probably voted League of
Like,
Legends as well because, just I mean, I think the lore and the world building in that game is fucking awesome. If there was another way to explore it, like in a different game, I would love it. I've heard several times that Riot was working on an MMO. I
right.
don't know if that's still one of their projects or not. But yeah, if they do keep working on that, I would be very curious to see the final result. I would be curious to see how they approach it.
Yeah,
Because for the longest time, I thought that the MMO genre was something that was like slowly dying.
yeah,
But now that I'm playing Where Winds Meet, I see a good way to keep it relevant by being a bit more innovative and creative with it. And I feel like if a Riot pays attention and gets inspired, maybe they could do something like fun.
yeah. And
But
not
I don't
League of
know. I don't
Legends.
know. We will see. Yeah.
It's not League
Just
of
something that
Legends. It's
that
great.
allows you to explore Runeterra outside
Yeah.
of League and
Oh,
web pages.
what about Legends with Runeterra, the trading card? Just kidding.
I don't like trading cards. I tried.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Best esports athlete. I honestly don't know any of these people, so I'll just vote for
I
someone
don't
random.
either.
I'll just vote for the guy from League because we just voted for League. So there you go. Best esports team.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sure, we'll just give it to League again. Why not? They could have all they could have all the votes. All right, and then Player's Choice opens on December
December
1st, December
1st.
4th, and December 8th. So that'll be fun. All right. Well, for this particular segment, that is everything for this particular segment of the collab. Any parting thoughts? Any games you feel like got a little bit snubbed? I definitely think nobody can say that Claire Obscure did get snubbed.
Obviously, no, it got all the categories, all the representation it deserved
I
that
do wonder
it
how
needed.
how many do you think it wins?
That's, I don't even know how many times it was nominated, so I'm
It
not
was
too
voted
sure.
12 times.
12 times.
Yeah,
Um, uh,
that's all the
maybe
things it's voted.
12.
10 times here, but then there's also two other smaller ones that it got nominated for that aren't on the
I'm
public
pretty sure
voter.
that I'm pretty confident that they will win Game of the Year. If they don't, it won't mean that that the actual winner doesn't deserve to win, but it would be a bit
Yeah.
shocking.
It's going to be one of those things
So,
where if it doesn't win first, it's winning second. The only thing I could see maybe beating is Hollow Knight.
yes, same. And I know that the team of Expedition 33, they released an official drawing
Yeah.
of the character from Silk Song sitting next to Mel from their own game, and that was actually pretty cute. So I don't know. I don't know if they're sweating a bit or if it's genuine support. So we will
I
see. We
think
will see
the
who wins.
the main thing that might grab it for Silk Song is that Claire Obscure people weren't really super hyped about it because it kind of came out of nowhere and just ended up blowing up. Whereas Silk Song has been like, this is going to come out, yes, for like 3 years. So you're going to have all those people that were like super hyped about it being like, yes, finally. But yeah, but that's what we got for this particular segment. We'll move on to the next segment now, but we're going to end the recording for this one. I'll have this sent over to you at once the stream is over. This looks like it went to about an hour and 21 minutes to get through the players for the brackets. So, but yeah,
Yeah, it took a minute.
to kind of cordon off this particular section. Thanks everybody for joining. If you let us know your nominations and hopes in the comments for who you think is going to win all these categories. Let us know who you voted for, and feel free to tell me that I'm terrible at video games and didn't because I haven't played any of these. And I'll take it in the comments and take it in stride. So yeah, go ahead. But yeah, thanks everybody so much for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure. And from me and from Carrie, this is us signing off. Thank you, and
Yes,
have a
sir. Thank you
great